Hey guys, happy Saturday. I'm about to get live. Oh, that fan feels so good. It is hot. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you are. What's up, Roy? You're the first person here. Hey, hi, Natalie. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. I am so excited to talk about Black is King with my sister friend Nomfundo, guys. It's gonna be so good. Hey, Tommy. Hey. I'm so excited to talk about Black is King with my sister friend. Hey, Brooklyn Dom. What's up, Michelle? Thank you, Tommy. I'm trying, boo. I'm trying to be like you. Oh, my friend is here. Nomfundo is here. Hi, Nonche. Oh, hey, guys. So much love. What's up, Milo? Nomfundo is here. Let her in. Here we go. Oops. Oh, who am I adding now? Oh, Ndoxi. I hope I said that right. Oh, thank you. I hope you mean a big fan of Beyonce, right? Because that's what we're going to be talking about. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Fred. How are you?
I'm so good, friend. First of all, let me apologize because we were supposed to do this live an hour ago. And I was too busy getting my makeup on. So I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry.
We listen, no need to explain. I know you.
Exactly. Friends know each other. So let's get right into it. You just watched it. Nomfundo is in South Africa. Guys, we are talking about Black is King, Beyonce's amazing film. So many lessons. You just saw it. What did you think?
I'm still actually absorbing everything. I'm still taking it all in, as you do after a Beyonce visual film. It went beyond what I expected. So,
Right?
like for me, it did. It really did. Those visuals were out of this world. They were everything.
Everything.
We're gonna unpack everything, but like it was just all amazing because I knew that she was going to develop it from The Lion King, so it's going to
Uh-huh.
have the same storyline as The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that it was just going to be just that, but
Mm.
it wasn't. It was so much more.
But it's also Beyonce. So what do we expect, right? We are always going to get so much more. Let's start talking about the South African acts that were in it. I'm going to see if I can pull up some photos because this was what was amazing for me, you guys, was seeing all of the African acts that she collaborated with, right? So, but particularly because South Africa, they're my neighboring country. It's my second home. I want to talk about the acts that are in it. So let's start with this shot right here. Yo, look
Yeah.
at these girls. Ne?
La Lela.
La
Those
Lela friend.
They walked in there like they were about to pull a heist of sorts. The way they were in formation, and I absolutely love how you can see Beyonce is just, letting queens shine. She's letting them walk. She's
Look,
just,
Jonah, look at what Ubusisa said. I don't know if you can see it because I think I might be blocking it. She
oh
said
yeah, I
she
can
let
see
us.
it. She let us
You see it,
lead.
right?
We walk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Riazi, she let them lead. So in this photo, we have Beyonce on the side, and next to Beyonce, that's Ubusiswa, right? Who, by the way, Ubusiswa is, oh God, phenomenal. This big bomb superstar. She's been pretty much carrying the South African industry for like on her back for years.
She gets the party started. Her tracks are always on point, like, with her Gom fame. But I am so excited to see other parts of Ubusiswa because that voice, that talent, and this platform, I'm excited to see what she's going to give us next. But in terms of
Right.
the party scene, you add Ubusiswa, it's a party.
What
It's a
was the
party.
song of the year when we went to Tammy's house? Do you remember, friend? And Ubusiswa had the song of the year. What was it? Kutihu, right?
Kutu, was it Kutu?
Yes!
Yeah, that one. It
Yes!
was Sangena Ngayo Watami at
Sangita
midnight.
Nara Wata- Yes! So this is a big deal. Before the live, Unotile, right? I hope I said that. Unotile says her energy is everything. So this is what guys did a live before the show started and aired in South Africa, right? And I was trying to watch it, but I was so busy getting ready for my live. And essentially, the part that I caught was she said that Beyonce made them sign 2 NDAs. So they had talked about it, NDAs, excuse me. And they had talked about it. She had gone for the fitting back home in SA. But when she arrived in LA, Beyonce and team made her sign a second NDA. And she says on the first take, she was nervous. She was trying to be all sexy and be all cute. And then the director pulled her to the side and was like, Mamela, we know you. Give us the Gom Queen.
And she didn't disappoint. She didn't disappoint. When that scene, when she came down from the stairs, Egoge is taller with Ubhlali around the bottom and the tool. And she looked at the camera. You know, I saw it in her eyes. When she turned and she looked at the camera, I'm like, she's about to shut up. Listen. And she walked like Ubusiswa dies, like controlling the room, and she delivered. She delivered.
You know who else delivered? I was about to, okay, friend, you're with me. Moonchild, girl, okay? Look at her. She delivered. I was like, Moonchild, I know she loves to twerk. So I know I'm going to get a twerk in there somehow, some way. But I was so happy to see her in there as well.
I was shocked that they put that much clothing on her. I was really shocked. I was expecting something short nyana, something chest nyana. Like I was expecting a little flesh because you know that's who she is. She's sultry, but then it shows that you know what, her sexiness, even in a this onesie, she can look hot in that, and her energy shines through no matter what. That woman, her personality. Animation, the way she is just.
She gets it right.
I love it.
Me too. I love it, and I can't wait for the world because I think she is ready for global success. And that's also something that I loved about this. As I said when we pulled up the first image, it was so poignant. Beyonce got behind the artist. She let them lead. She was like, I'm not just collaborating with you guys. This is a partnership. And Moonchild, so I'm excited. But I want to play from that particular video. Look at Blue.
Listen, Blue Ivy is already earning her coins.
What?
Uyasebenza Ivy. She is raking them coins at a tender age.
Blue is a star. I mean, I know Rumi and Sir are going to be stars too, but I couldn't make a choreography. Lay. Because Corona is just jealous, you know? Because look at this damn choreography. Beyonce killed this.
I love how she didn't look like someone learning choreography. She looked like someone of Vulisekele. Like she looked like someone who's in the mix to a dancer Beyonce what dance.
Right.
Like she didn't look like Ushai 1-2-1-2 at all. I love how, because that also goes to the authenticity of everything, like how you pull it off, like how you pull off the moves, how you pull off the clothing. Like we'll talk about, you know, the hair down the line and everything that know that she wore. But it was so tastefully done. Tastefully,
I agree, friend.
She nailed it.
From the start to finish, Beyonce is the one talking about make this set kill big guy. She's the one getting everyone in there. Okay, so we're still talking about the South African acts that were in there. But as Kulumengo Nandi, okay? First of all, I was like, Nandi has the day, like she is so featured predominantly in this. I was like, girl, yes.
So Nandi is basically Nala in Black is King. So this is how, you know, how it was adapted, her character on here. So that's why she's so prominent, but also because she's talented and she's absolutely stunning.
Oh my God.
That woman's features. Yes, like she's absolutely beautiful. She nailed her role.
Yes.
Like I can't say enough about her, and even her outfits, you know, her outfits, you know, the one that she wore, the wedding dress, the wedding scene.
Yes, Mana, I think I have that in Ghana. Here it is. This is the scene with the Tiwa song, King of the Kingdom, and she absolutely nailed it. I agree. This is the wedding scene you're talking about. I wonder, do you think that's from her clothing line?
That's what I was just about to say. Remember the outfit she wore at the BET Awards?
Mm-hmm.
At a similar top. that kind of bustier. So I'm not sure if that's from her line, but it really does mirror that dress that she wore at the BET Awards. Just the top
Yes.
part, not colors or anything, just the cut. And if it is one of her pieces, you better plug yourself, girl.
Okay, let everybody know. Mamela, Umailo Uti Nandi is the name of King Shaka Zulu. So the Queen Mother role is so fitting. Yo, Milo, you just blew my mind. They're God ordained, the ancestors, okay? We're looking
you know
out
what?
because look at that. The circle of life.
It all connects. There was a scene where she's wearing the pink and she comes out and the narrator was talking about Nefertiti. And as she said Nefertiti, Nandi came on, and that's Unandi's daughter's name. I think she named her daughter after Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti. And it was just all so poetic. Like everything connected. Begumnandi, man. Yes, begumnandi.
That's all you can say. You know, sometimes the English words just don't come out the way you want them to.
Listen, this English is not ours. It can't get to the nitty gritties. It can't get to the nitty gritties of how I feel. I have to watch this again. I have to watch this again because, like, I need to go over every single second and take it all over again.
So let's talk about the this part here. So we're going back to the whole wedding scene, right? And there's an Ndebele inspired sort of is it a house? Church.
It looks okay. So I think, I'm not sure, guys. I'm open to correction. Please let us know if you know exactly where this is. But I think that this is KwaNdebele, in Mpumalanga, and it's a beautiful town. And they have cultural villages and centers in there that are authentic to the Ndebele people. So the prints on the walls, the regalia, the women wearing their traditional outfits, well, we call them chokers now, but I'm sure there's a proper name for them. And the blankets and ubuhlali. Everything is absolutely so beautiful. So I think that's where they shot it. So the village itself, the town itself, it has homes, it has well, wouldn't call it a church, but like a town hall area. It has the most beautiful landmarks. So I'm thinking that's where it was, but I don't know.
Well, we'll find out more. Hopefully. Hey, Marshana, we'll find out more. Hopefully, as people start to, write articles about it and find out exactly where it was shot. You know who I would have loved to see in that particular scene? Estam Sangu, right? I hope I'm saying her last name right. Because she is, sort of the person who is put, I mean, we know in the culture, it's been there for forever. But I feel like she's really the face of it, right?
It would have been late for all of us because we would not have been ready for that. This woman, like her iconicness, if that's a word, goes like this is a woman who basically I remember when the BMW 7 Series was getting an upgrade and they got her to do the interior. This is a woman who worked on what was that liquor that she worked on with the John Legend? Was it Ciroc?
Oh, yeah, Ciroc. I think
was it Belvedere? I don't know what it was.
Yes, it might have been Belvedere. Yes.
This woman, like, she gets pulled in. Never mind her technique, because the technique is not like something that you don't go on Google and you're like, Ndebele print, cut and paste, right. No, there is an art and sensitivity to it. It's passed down. It's like great, like it's a skill that's passed down in families.
And it's so beautiful, friend.
And had she appeared, I would have been like,
you never know. Part 2, friend. I want to point out something Usihle said. Usihle said, guys, how fitting. Hi, Sihle. She says, guys, how befitting for the late mom, Mary Twala, to be an ancestor in this. And apparently it was her last job. So here's a photo of her. And that scene was so touching. I know Somizi got to be so proud of his mama. The last film that she might have appeared in was Beyonce's Black is King.
I think he will always be glad that his mom went out doing what she was born to do, what she loved, because we all know and love Umampinga, Umameritwala for her amazing works over the years. And for this international piece of art that is going to become part of our history, and we are going to talk about this narrative that Beyonce has put in motion for years to come, and she was a part of that. That is something special, and may she rest in peace. What a beautiful piece of work to finish your career off with.
Absolutely. And just to piggyback off what you said, I hope that this piece is shown in schools and that children, learn about it in the same way that they may watch Opopai. Like Opopai with Lion King, they're nice. And the cartoons are great. But I appreciated the storytelling of this film from Beyonce. Like, from start until finish, you talk about, how we talk about ancestry and we talk about religion. There was that. There was the whole circle of life. There was that. Well, Milo even mentioned, Milo is here, and she talked about the oneness, right, of how she represented. Of course, we know Africa is not a country. It is a continent. Yeah. But the oneness in which she represented us, from choreography to, to our clothing, that was so beautiful.
It was, friend, this growing up, I absolutely loved The Lion King, Leo Popeye. My children will never watch that. They are going to watch this. This is the Lion King version that they are going to watch. Because this one went into such detail about who Africa is, and all of her beautiful nations, her from outfits to face paints, to the himba women hair, that transition we were talking about, Busis was and Moonchild's parts.
Yes.
We linked to that song. That song talks about "Don't Take My Power." The Himba women of Angola, Namibia, if I'm not mistaken, they do this amazing thing to their hair because they, and to protect their hair with red clay, because they believe that their power is in their hair. Most beautiful. It's long, and sometimes they mix it in with other things just for length. But to protect their power, their hair, they cover it in that red clay. And transition into that song, into that My Power song, and Moonchild. It was just such a beautiful moment to tell our stories in such a fun, not fun, but it
was
just
fun though. It was educational. It was like edutainment, right? You learn something, but you also get that component of entertainment as well. And so I appreciated that component. And you know what I appreciated too? My lyrics. Because on My Power, I think I've been singing it wrong. I've been saying Louie, oh wow. I didn't know what they say. You will never, you can't take my power.
Principal, whatever in your heart.
Okay. So Milo brought up a good point, which is going to lead me into the next one, right? She talked about the ancestors, the ancestor figure giving back the token. The ancestor figure giving back the token, the young Simba he lost in the water. The ancestors never lead us astray. They always bring back what is rightfully yours. And you're so right, Milo. So I love that. But also you got biblical sort of context as well.
With Moses.
Moses! So the two can coexist. Tina Abalungu, they came and told us, the way that you guys believe, that the ancestors, believing Ama spirits and Christianity in the same thing, but that's not true.
You see, friend, that's also the other thing that I love about post-Lemonade Beyonce, because she is going into all of her blackness and investigating it, and I love it. And the decolonization message behind this entire film of what you have been taught to discard, because when the colonizers came, our beliefs were backwards. Our beliefs were heathenistic. All of these things that we were labeled as. But there was so much beauty in what we left behind for their religion.
Right.
So much behind. And we need to unpack what that means for us as separate nations and as a collective.
I agree with you, and I'm glad that collectively she's bringing that conversation to the forefront. These are conversations we have as friends, but not on such a large scale. Now, the other part I loved was when she narrates, Uti, you know, we're talking about stars, right? Like, look to the stars. The ancestors will never lead you. They'll always be there, but look to the stars. Those are sort of your new ancestors. So that was my favorite kind of scene where she had on that drip. Yeah, look at the star. Look at that drip, right?
You see the one that go back. This one.
Okay.
There is this rock star traditional artist, may she rest in peace, Umambusi Mhlongo. Umambusi Mhlongo put such a twist and such a spin, a beautiful one, on traditional attire. This is something I would have seen her wear because she had, you know, with her shades, she would have like bedazzled shades. She would have like ubuhlali that Beyonce, the beads that Beyonce is wearing around her waist right now. So it would be like a traditional flow of beads with all the colors. And then she would have it long, and then she would make it very pink. Like she was way ahead of her time. So when I saw this, like I saw something she would put on, I saw the Mahotela Queens and something that they would put on stage. I was like,
so okay, let's move on to the hair now, because you really before we move on to the hair, I just want to acknowledge what Usisha said. She said, and the use of the ocean. Water is also linked with ancestry. So we also believe that ancestors live in water and water brings life. Oh yes, Usisha, that's 100% right. And I think that's why it also opens the opening scene, right? Where she's walking by at the beach, like that's sort of representative of life, right?
And notice throughout the film, water wasn't too far.
Yes.
When she is walking in the river with Etwele Ekanda with putting stuff on her head, in the pink outfits, they walking down a river. There is the Moses scene, the baby scene with the water.
Yes.
There are so many elements, like even the waterfall. Such a significance. There is just, when I say this was thought of from the beginning to the end, from the beginning to the end, no scene was a waste.
It was all intentional, right? And that's part of the criticism, which is Beyonce. You know, she sort of thinks in a silo, operates, spreading like she's capitalistic and she's doing these colonization vibes, right? And that's not it. Like, she had a whole team. Look at the credits, the amount of people that worked on this. Everything was thought about. Now, I want to move on to the hair, though, because I love the hair. By the way, this outfit is by a designer. I think her name is Liza. Guys, I forget her last name. But the hair, isn't this giving you Fulani type of vibes?
It is. I don't even know like what the period was that she shot all of this over, because the amount of times the hair changed.
Yes.
And not only did the hair change, it was so.
I know. One. So that's that one. That one is your favorite. Where the hair?
Listen.
Is that a okay? Is it the hair braided like that, or what is it?
I'm going to tell you a little story about Ischolo. So when this scene came on, like I was yelling, Mkabai. Like I was so excited for this look. So this look is one that isn't just unique to Southern Africa in terms of Ischolo. Ischolo traditionally started off something mirroring this because it was braided. It was braided onto your hair. So Ischolo Sako would be braided, and it was a style for married women. It was the way that you let people know ukuthi usumete. And traditionally it was woven on using hair. It would go out like that. And as time goes, as we all know, culture evolves, and now it's the colorful hats with the with ubuhlali on it, but this is how Istolo originated and how it looked. And the beautiful thing about this is it also it mirrors the people of, I forget their name. I'm not sure if it's the Mangbetu. I'm sorry if there's anyone from DRC and I'm saying it wrong, but please correct me. It's
yes, correct us. Let us know.
The people from from the DRC. They, the young women in their village growing up, what they did was they would mold their head from a young age, from infancy. They would mold their heads so that by the time you were a grown woman, your head mirrored the shape of this tono. It went out like this. And they would bead around your hair. They would bead around your hair, and it was a sign of beauty. It was very symbolic for them, and as for us, this was also symbolic. And as you can see, many other African countries, women had headdresses like this, even up to Egypt. The royalty.
When you see you see their hair just like that. Oh, the crowns on just like that, or the
crown would mirror this upward shape. So it plays on so many of our African nations, but Istolo is for umakoti. It is for a married woman.
That's what so now, saying. She was. Can we also focus on how she constantly has something on her head? Every time she was next to the water. This also goes to show she was being respectful as umakoti. To your point, Uguti is always a sign of respect, and she is being umakwati. So that's, I didn't know that.
It's beautiful. I low-key get a little upset when I see, unmarried women going to traditional events wearing istolo, and I'm like, do you understand, the significance of uktwala ekhanda as umakoti, and it's not only a form of prestige, because marriage is whatever it means to you, but culturally, to be like umama womuzi lona ungenayo, to have that on your head is so beautiful. And then you see these little girls. No, that's
why we're here to educate. We're breaking down, stopping out ignorance. But I love that 100%. I loved but let's talk about more of the braids. This one here, I love how my braids are sort of messy. They don't have to be neat. My braids in and I love this one as well. So beautiful with the beads. Oh,
stunning.
You know
stunning.
What I'm saying?
And don't you like there's a common theme in Africa, when we do hair, we don't just do hair. Hair is a production.
Yeah.
Hair is a production. It tells a story, whether we are putting in beads, whether we are, wrapping it in clay, whether we are putting a head wrap, ikele, ikhiya, or whatever on your head. It's a production.
It's a show. Manja, can you imagine the hairstylists? Can you imagine the hairstylists that are going to be getting on my request? Now, can you do my hair like this? I want this one, this style, that. But I'm a bit busy during the midst of Corona. But you brought me to my next point. You talked about ikele, ikhiya. Love this as well. This wasn't just the only one where she wore. How do you say? Is it gele? Because I know it's spelled Gele.
I call it gele. If there's anyone from Nigeria who'd like to correct us,
please let us know.
I know it as gele. I don't know if we're saying it correctly, but that's
again,
I know.
Femininity, respectful of the West African culture, because I would say that is more West African culture than it is sort of Southern African culture. But she is a mom. She's a mother of 11 children, as she says. And so representing all of that and looking like umakwati and looking so beautiful. Now, her character, though, in the film, Erica and I, my sister, were talking about how she played a bunch of different roles in it, right? Because there's a part where she's like almost a narrator, so she leads us through.
Yeah.
But then she's a mom, and then I was a little confused, so that's why I also have to watch it a couple of times.
I think that's also her putting her spin on it. That's the other thing with Beyonce. Like, you remember in Lemonade, one second she's taking us down the story of the forgiving wife, the cheated on wife, the spiritual mom. There's so many lanes that she goes into, and she does it also well. That what, we should just enjoy them in those pockets.
Right.
We'll piece them together later. But in those pockets, is
Just
she killing that scene? And she killed every one of them.
Oh my God. It was so good. I mean, you talked about the body paint that we absolutely love here. And I forget the name of the artist who worked on this body paint, but they did this a couple of times. And this was also one of my favorite scenes that she had. And then when she was dancing in water, we talked about the significance of water, and she was with the artist. I love that she collaborated and had the dancers in there instead of her just trying to do the dance moves on her own.
Beyonce is a clear example of that lyric, that line. I'm a movement, but by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. She understands the art of collaboration. She knows that to go fast, there was just so many beautiful things where you can see she pulled in help. There's a creative director that Zarina, her fashion director.
Oh, Zarina Akers. Yes.
Yeah. She tagged one of the creative directors that she worked with in getting some of the looks. I'm not sure if he's Nigerian or Ghanaian, but she pulled in experts. She wasn't like, I'm gonna go through a catalog and I'm gonna go online and see what they wear in these regions.
Right.
She pulled in experts.
It was so right. I love this scene as well. So Erica and I were talking about how this was a highlight for us as well. Guys, let us know what some of your highlights were so we can talk about it. I have tons of images here. We have a few more minutes left, about 5 more minutes, but I want to make sure I incorporated. But I love this scene as well when they talked about the duality of like evil and good existing in the world, and they were sort of playing chess pieces, right? And how those chess pieces sort of move. I thought that was kind of like an allegory or a way that life is that in times where you have happiness, you also have sadness, but you just have to keep the pieces moving. Did you get the same thing from that scene?
I did, friend, and especially like you cannot have the one without the other. You cannot have triumph without hardships and trials. You cannot have the one without the other. And I think that's what we saw, like a common thread throughout the entire film of, going through the dips. The story of Simba, we all know, like, going through hardships of losing his father, being cast away, and then victoriously coming back home. But to see that story also being told, like stories within stories of the women she was talking about, the friendships and the relationships she was talking about, singing and narrating about. It was
something, right? Okay, so we have to talk about the people that weren't in it, though. I was excited to see all the artists that are featured. They were all in it. But Burna Boy, he wasn't there. Why do you think Burna Boy was? Because he's one of my favorite. By the way, he has a song. Beyonce is not featured in it. It's just him by himself. She said, "Listen, do your thing, Playboy." But
the only person on that album who's just like, "Yeah, you do you by yourself."
It was Burna and Tiwa, which I think Tiwa was the only other one.
But my thing is, I don't want to speculate, but I'm going to speculate. It was shot in Johannesburg. That scene was shot in Johannesburg. I'm not sure if this was shot in Johannesburg last year, around the time AKA was showing his ass on Twitter. But I am speculating that Burna Boy was like, "You're shooting it where? In South Africa, Johannesburg, and these babes.
And you call out.
And these. And listen, and guys, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. This is what I'm thinking it is. And also, yes, Burna Boy, he has superstar energy. I love him to death. He has superstar energy on some. Okay, so you're Beyonce and like, I'm not coming to South Africa. If you want to film, let's meet in New York. If you don't have, like, if you don't want to meet there, it's fine, babes. And easy. I just, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
I
I'm
think
not
you're
going
right,
to AKA
though.
South Africa.
So I did see other people say, which may be what happened was they filmed some scenes, they picked them up during quarantine, and so you couldn't travel. So maybe that's why, you know, Burna Boy couldn't be in it. But I was like, wait a minute, why isn't Burna involved in this as well? So either theory
This
is
was
right. I'm
shot,
sure we'll find out.
friend, this was shot pre-quarantine. It was
With
shot a
that,
long
yeah? Yeah.
this was shot a long time ago. I think this was actually shot along the time. Remember around Global Citizen time.
Yes, I
Either
remember.
either A, Global Citizen time when she was in South Africa,
Uh-huh.
or B, in December there was this whole rumor that she is with Solange in Ghana and South Africa, because Solange was performing at Afropunk.
That's
So
right.
this past December. So it was either one of those two occasions. I don't know if she maybe snuck into the country in between, and we don't know, but it was either one of those two.
Right.
And if it's this one, yeah, December, this recent one, it's when
That's what
AKA was busy firing shots at Burna Boy, and he was like, I'm not going to that country.
Well, that
Where
makes
I
sense.
have
Well, we got beef. I'm not, and you're right. He has superstar energy. He's like, I'm not going to do it. Now they did do some pickup scenes, Nick, where they filmed in Ghana, and she worked with a bunch of different directors there, where Beyonce actually wasn't there. So they could have easily incorporated some scenes with Burna Boy. By the way, well, Trevor Sturman, I know that he's also involved in this. This scene screams Trevor Sturman to me. But did you see him? I was trying to catch a glimpse of him. Is he in it?
I didn't see him in it, but like Trevor is more of like, you know, obviously on his socials you see his face and you see him front and center of his art, but
Right.
his creativity is usually like, you know, setting up the scene, setting up the room. Like he's the
Got
creative
it.
director in essence. So I think I saw a lot of, even if he hadn't said that he was part of this, I would have said, oh no, that's definitely Trevor Sturman's stamp. The
Right.
aesthetics was so Trevor Sturman.
It was so real. I was like, okay, that screams him. I'm happy that he got his shine. My cousin Sifa says the people that signed that NDA, Beyonce NDA, are so strong. I wonder how they kept it a secret so low key. Well, because Beyonce was like, Kuruma, I'm coming after you, your mama, your cousin. Everybody is going to be
Your
sued.
children and their children will still be paying for it.
They'll still be after they ass. Okay? Because so many people were involved and she was able to keep it a secret. Okay, so now let's talk about just personal highlights. I know we have to wrap up in a little bit. I also loved Brown Skin Girl. I thought that was so beautiful. I can imagine. I came to the U.S. when I was a kid, right? And I was 9. And I remember coming in America, people thought being, you know, African was this nasty thing. We were called African booty scratchers. Didn't even know by African booty scratcher. So the whole film for me was beautiful on a personal level, to see someone who, not that we need validation from Beyonce, but to see someone at Beyonce's level who's at the height of her career say, I want to partner. I'm not going to rob and steal. I'm going to partner with these people and I'm going to give them the platform. To me, that was beautiful. Brown skin girl as a dark skin girl was beautiful. So I can imagine being Mtwana growing up and watching that and sort of like looking at those imageries, being African, being Black in the Black diaspora, looking at those beautiful images and being like, okay, the world may tell me that I'm not enough, but I am. So that was my personal highlight. What were some of your personal highlights from it?
Oh, Fred, where do I begin? Like for me to echo what you're saying, exactly, as like a little girl growing up, you know, to see this imagery, like to see umkheli worn, you know, the traditional male headband, the animal skin headband, to see umkheli worn, and then when you go to a traditional event and you wear yours, and you know, it's okay. It's not even that it's okay. It's something to be celebrated. So for me, my biggest highlights with this film was how Beyonce basically took our past traditions, current traditions also, she reflected them back at us and said, look how beautiful you are. Look how unique you are. Look at all of the things that make you rich and that make you powerful. And now take that into the future, mold it into whatever you want it to be. You know, the thing about culture is culture evolves. And, you know, and evolve it, run with it, and make it as beautiful as you want it to be. This entire film was just, it's something that's going to be a beautiful piece of history. And because we are going to see so many beautiful films coming after this of celebrations of Africa, celebrations of our traditions, our attires, our practices. We're going to see so many more movies and so many more artwork coming from this. And just to see how it all evolves from Black is King. Right. I'm excited for what Africa is going to produce after this. It was beautiful.
I agree with you. I agree with you, friend. It's going to be so affirming to see the new level of creatives that come in and kind of kill it. And then really quickly, let's address the haters because we have to talk about it. We have to talk about how people always say Beyonce is a capitalist, which, okay, and like, you know, and the fact that she's sort of putting us under this white gaze and how she's sort of adding on to that narrative that we were kings and queens and some of us weren't. So therefore she's sort of building on to that old school view. What are your thoughts on some of the criticism on that?
Okay, so everyone in this live chat, if ungayithandi imali, hayi nina enibayithandayo. If you don't like imali, ungayithandi, please put a hand emoji, put your hand up in this live chat right now.
Everyone who doesn't like money.
If you don't, I'm not saying if you do. If you don't, I just want to see. No judgments. We just want to a quick survey. Because my thing is to attack someone from making a living off of their gift, off of their work, off of their talent. It makes no damn sense. So she mustn't put it on Disney Plus. She mustn't put it on any platform. She mustn't make money. She must just do all of this amazing work and then put it on YouTube for free. For free. To watch it. And not only that, like the other thing is when people come for Beyonce come for her blackness. I don't know. I don't know if people think that blackness comes in one shade. It comes in demographic. It comes in one singular type. Everyone has a right to trace ukuthi ungubani, who am I, where do I come from? Everyone has a right to that piece of themselves. If she wants to do a film in Africa and go to Africa and explore all of the African nations and traditions in piecing together who she is, go for it, babes. And the other thing is, there's another article that was on Essence about how Beyonce is glorifying kingships and not all of us are from kings. Not all of us are from royalty. People have no problem going to their churches where umfundisi wakho will tell you that you are a son of a king and you are all royalty and you're all and I'm hands in the air, a king and queen. Hey, I'm a child of a king, I'm a king. You have no problem with that, but you have a problem with a woman that says, see the royalty in you, in your blackness. See the royalty in your lineage. Obviously, not everyone is a king.
And that's exactly the point, is that it's not about you actually having a seat at the monarchy. It is your birthright. The very fact that you exist mean that you were made in the image of the king. I mean, she talks about that in the film, and so I'm like, are we watching the same film, or do we just kind of want to be like, no one is above criticism, guys. Let's be very clear about that. But if we're going to talk about actual, like, the only criticism I have about this film is it could have been 2 hours for me. I felt like the scenes went by in a flash. There was a lot of stuff that I missed. And so I wanted to see the choreography more. I wanted to see the storyline more. But I know that's all in line with Beyonce. She does stuff very quick, fast, get that fast. You know, everything is you miss it. You have to be in the moment. So that's my only thing that I would change about that. But no one is above criticism. Everyone deserves criticism. But if you're going to criticize, make sure you come with some legit shit. Don't just criticize for the sake of saying, I want to have something to say or I want to sound different. Also, we're African. African people are not a monolith. We love it, right? We absolutely are empowered by it. It's such a wide-ranging story. You know, why the hate? But I'm sorry. It makes me so angry. I feel very personal about it. Like, it feels like a personal attack when people tell you, first of all, when you are in the diaspora, people tell you you now live in America, you're not African enough. But when you are here in America, people tell you you're not American enough. And that's just from the African perspective. But imagine Black Americans, and this is not a woe is me moment, but imagine what they feel like when they're trying to connect to their lineage. They're trying to do it respectfully. They're trying to empower and partner with voices. And people are like, no, this is terrible. Like, what the? It's just so discouraging. Anzen, what do you want? Yes.
I fully hear you. I fully hear you. And that's no, I'm Magang. And the other thing is, I feel like separate the criticism as well. As you rightfully say, friend Wuti, everyone has an opinion and everyone has, you know, a right to giving critique. Separate it. Because one of the big ones were Beyonce claims to love Africa, but she doesn't tour in Africa.
Right.
And then the other one was Uguti, you know, the workers bastardizing cultures and whatnot. So if you want Beyonce to come to Africa, that is a separate conversation. Why are you not coming to Africa? Is it a matter of infrastructure? Is it a matter of
the touring manager, the touring site? Right.
What is it? What is the issue? Why are you not coming to Africa? Is it a venue? What is the issue? And then let's look at that issue.
No.
Don't now group the issue with Beyonce doesn't come to Africa with Beyonce wanting purely to capitalize on Africa by doing a film that explores her blackness. Like separate. What is your problem? It's in inking like highlights. Yeah, but as let's go back to school. Inking it's in. Outline it.
And talk about it in detail.
Yeah.
But listen, Nomfundo is preaching, you guys. This has been so much fun. I think we could talk about this. This is just our preliminary thoughts. This is very rough, just off the cuff. This is what we loved. Really quickly, Nomfundo, I know before you go, I'm going to let you go, my friend, because I know it's late for you in South Africa. But you talked about one thing that was a highlight for you before this call. You talked about the notion that one of many Beyonce's characters, when she passes away, or the scene in the film when that character dies and she's wearing white. That moment sort of spoke out to you. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so for me with funerals, like if you look at wearing black at funerals, that is a European thing. I don't know how and when we adopted it, but I don't vibe with it. And to see that scene, that all white scene when someone is going away, and it is this beautiful celebration of their life. And actually, in Ghana, I'm not sure if it's the Ashanti people. Again, guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's the Ashanti people, but they wear black and white to funerals because the black symbolizes the end of mourning, and the white symbolizes, you know, giving thanks to God for life. Not only for our lives that are remaining behind, but the life that this person lived. And I loved how she did it, because even, you know, the way that she was laid, and she was laid down, and even the part when they were dragging what seemed to be a casket, it was all white. The casket was white. The people carrying it were white. It was just such a beautiful celebration of what funerals are. You can believe whatever you want to believe about, you know, life and death. But for me, life doesn't end when you die. That's just me. And, you know, to usher you on to the other side, wherever it is that you go, and to whoever you become, to usher you with joy and love and celebration of you and this life. I absolutely loved seeing that. It was beautiful.
That definitely made me tear up. And I think as Beyonce is now a mom of 3, and she's thinking about legacy. Of course, she's at the prime of her life, but you think about the circle of life, which was a big theme of Opopai, the Lion King, was the whole theme of circle of life and what you leave behind. The fact that you leave something behind that is bigger than you as a woman, but also as a man. What does that mean growing up in the world, getting lost, finding your way back? What does it mean to be a king? It's not just taking care of yourself, it's taking care of your community and your children. I mean, it's just so beautiful when you really sit down and think about it. And talking about legacy, my friend Lai, who I believe is still in the chat, he also mentioned that the artist who sang I think it's Mbube, right? Yes, Mbube, that he originally died broke, né? Because he wasn't paid for that film. But now Beyonce is like, okay, this is going to be on Disney, and I'm going to use it in my film, and my legacy is Black people are going to get that coin. So that artist who was, things were taken from them, né? I'm about to preach for a second, because what? The devil
take it to church.
God, okay, brought it back tenfold. All right, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. And on that note, my friend, yeah. Khuluma.
Beyonce has a way of giving people their flowers, whether you're gone or not.
Yeah.
When she came to Global Citizen. When she came to Global Citizen and she did that, it was the On the Run tour. Remember, we went to On the Run. Yes. Okay, but anyway. Okay, so when she went at Global Citizen, when they did that set, On the Run, in the original one where they had gone to Boma, Europe, America, they had done only Beyonce and Jay-Z songs. No. When she came home, she did this medley of African songs. She did this medley of Wena Gob, Wena Afrobeats. Like she did this medley of African music because she knows what in Africa I need to change my story. Yes. I need to adjust my gele and come correct. I'm not coming here to play you guys.
Right.
Or ban, whatever it is that she was playing. She came with a plan. And I love that about her. I love that about her. She pays respect where respect is due. Like
absolutely. And that's what you love, you love Umuntu who is, again, super successful at the height of their career, but respect, and she knows which I'm going to give homage, and I'm going to do it respectfully. Really quickly, Milo Ati, what was the symbolism of the man in blue? That's a good question, Milo, because the blue man was very prominent in the film, right? It seemed like they were the guy who was dancing with Beyonce in water, and they did the group shot in Ghana. It seemed like, was it an ancestor? Was it a spirit? That's the vibe that I got.
I have no idea. I need to go and re-watch that and do some research because some of the references were very clear. With the white paint, the head wraps, the headdress, the hair, the blue men. Ari says here, what does Ari say? She says it reminded her of some of the stone arts you find made in green stone, and that's true. Okay. So there's a lot that we need to unpack, and this is why these films are important. They are important for us to see how we are mirrored in each other as African countries. What do you do that I do? And also like get this thing of being complacent, of saying, Ubuti, you know what, you think you know enough because you're African. You don't, and you've heard stories. Read a book, go on Google, go visit a different, go visit. Like seriously, there's so many travel agencies that are popping up, African travel agencies that curate the most beautiful packages to see Africa. One at the top of my mind that I recently went to Ghana with before all of this chaos of Corona happened was a company called Soul Traveler. An amazing Black female owned company that curates the most divine trips, and one of this beautiful experience across Ghana, that just it had historical significance, food, nightlife, modern day Accra. Go on trips where you can just go and explore and see.
With your own
Africa
eyes.
Because even us within Africa, we have
don't
certain
visit enough.
ignorances about each other. We don't know
That's true.
what's going on.
Go and see with your own eyes. And that's true, Nom, about La Patine Africa. We always do the same sort of thing. Stay in South Africa, Botswana, stay in that area. But it's important to visit other places, just like you said. But also for the Black Americans that are here, it is so important for them to also see Africa in a different light. Forget what you were taught in the textbooks and all these other places. Get on a plane. It's nice to go to Europe, right? But get on a plane. Go to the continent. Go actually visit. And you'll really discover that Beyonce just showed you a snippet. So she can't be responsible for showing the full thing. The onus is now on you to take that mantle on and say, okay, I'm going to go see what is going on, and I'm going to learn for myself exactly what is going on. So that's also my hope in all this, is that it sort of serves as a call to battle, a call to rally. Lions, are you with me? Get on the plane once the pandemic is over and go to Africa.
All of it.
All of it.
Go and taste all the colors of the rainbow, all the colors of Africa. Go see them, experience them. I'm excited. I just want the borders to open again so I can just go be one with my West African brothers and sisters.
I know that's right. Well, guys, Instagram is going to kick me off because I'm pretty sure we're close to the hour now. I told Nomfundo it was only going to be 30 minutes. By the way, shout out to this brother right here, Warren. He's so talented. I think he played Star, also another South African actor. I know.
I almost forgot to mention Warren. Oh, Warren Masimula, guys. I have never seen Warren in a bad, playing a bad, well, not that the production itself was all around amazing, but Warren makes every single character pop. Warren is such a diverse, like the range this man has, the range.
Look at
he
the material.
Is an extremely talented actor.
Yeah.
Warren, if Hollywood does not call Warren after this, that's
exactly why I said give Warren his things. He had no dialogue. I don't remember any dialogue in it, but his scenes were so impactful. He's a phenomenal actor.
You knew the story just by his facial expressions. You knew the story. You didn't have to say anything. You knew what was happening.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
He's amazing. He's brilliant. Warren.
Yes. Give him his things. You know who else is brilliant? You're brilliant, my friend. I love you so much. Thank you for agreeing to come to my live.
I love you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to call you right after this. I'm going to grab my glass of champagne, and we're going to chit-chat.
I'm going to have another.
Yes, another.
I'm going to mix another gin.
You'll mix another gin. Okay, guys. So Nomfundo and I are signing off now, guys. Thank you so much for joining our live. I'm going to save it because Nomfundo was just dropping bombs, and you guys in your comments were also dropping bombs. Erica, everyone, thank you so much. And we will see you really soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.